For us, it's a daily thing.
It's every day, right?
This is Mammoth Daily
We're going to take you inside the locker room
with Mike Fulta.
We want this show to be about the fans, and we want this show to be driven by our Utah Mammoth community.
And Adrian Denny.
Fans can submit what they want to hear us talk about, what they want to hear Utah weigh in on. It's all going to be here.
Here's Mike and AD with you.
Utahns, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Right here on Mammoth Daily.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, and it is. After a victory, Mammoth take it 4-3 in South Florida on Tuesday night to take two of the first three on their trip to maintain that 3-point lead above LA and to hold on to that first wildcard spot in the Western Conference with Seattle and San Jose also winning on Tuesday night to stay within three of Utah, but below the playoff line due to tiebreakers. Mammoth, though, have the most regulation wins out of anybody in the wildcard race, so they are essentially 4 points above the line, but in good spots are the Mammoth and this road trip so far. Utah 10-2-2 in the month of January, 8-1-1 now in their last 10 after they got it done on the back-to-back. It was a tough game. Didn't really know what to expect going in to that contest after all of the emotion, all of the energy, all of the wear and tear that Utah put forward in a pretty good effort and a pretty good game on Monday night that they lost 2-0. To take that into Florida, could they double down? Could they do it after exerting all of that energy, emotion, and undergoing that wear and tear? They could, because the Mammoth were Sean Durzi on Tuesday night, and Sean Durzi was the Mammoth. Look at this guy right here with a goal and an assist, and I'll explain more why I say Utah was the Mammoth and the Mammoth were Sean Durzi on Tuesday night.
We've been playing pretty good hockey as of late. I think knowing the kind of hockey we have to play has been critical for us, and then doing it. We've talked so much. We've always said, we're sick of the talk, but it's just continuing to do it. And then, you get 2 points and it's move on to the next. That's the hockey we got to play. It's a long season. It's kind of staying even keel. It's enjoying it for the guys tonight and having fun with it, and big win, obviously. But we wake up tomorrow, it's, recover and get ready for the next one. And that's kind of how you got to manage an 82-game season. Can't get high, can't get low. And, yeah, it's obviously big, but it's that next game mentality that I think is critical for us. It's a team that doesn't give you much, but when you take what's given, you kind of get opportunities and let your skill take over. And I think we've seen that, and it's continuing to just play our game, stay patient, play our game, and then goals will come. I thought we played a great game in Tampa. Just didn't get the goals we needed. Tonight is kind of the same way. They get a few off, some of our turnovers, and that's the kind of hockey it's going to be. It's, they're going to get their looks, and we're going to get ours, but staying on our game, staying patient with our game, and taking what's given and winning the game.
For those of you on YouTube, Mammoth Plus and SCG Plus, did you see his face? Below the eye, above the eye, the poor nose. The guy has been through it. You saw what happened in Tampa Bay on Monday. He was bleeding in the penalty box after the altercation that he got into in that one. And then in the third period, after he got just forearmed in the back and was in pain, you had to think he was one of the game time decisions for the Mammoth on Tuesday night. But the Mammoth were Sean Durzi, and Sean Durzi was the Mammoth. Bruised, beat up, questionable maybe to be in the lineup, imperfect. Durzi had 3 giveaways in the first period, but it's all about how you finish. 60 minutes. He finishes as the third star of the game with a goal and an assist. He made it a 2-1 game 54 seconds after Florida tied it. He sent the puck to the net that Mikhail Sergachev tipped in from 27 feet. We'll be examining all the goals. We're going to do some video here on Mammoth Daily coming up in our third period, so stay tuned for that. Tij Iginla is our odd man rush, the 6th overall pick in 2024, one of the top prospects in the organization. First ever draft pick that the Mammoth have got in the pipeline. First ever draft pick when the team started up in Utah last summer. So Tij is going to join Mike and I for the Odd Man Rush, and we'll have a fun chat with Tij after we finish breaking this one down and before we get to video. Mike has company on his morning after, Matt McConnell, Nick Olczyk, so we'll get to that. We want to thank you for joining us wherever you're catching us today. Apple, Spotify, Utah Mammoth YouTube page, Mammoth Plus, SEG Plus. Thanks for coming along after a 4-3 victory over the Florida Panthers. Again, appreciate you liking, subscribing, and sharing us and helping us grow. Mammoth Daily, it's our passion project here for Hockey Night in Utah, and we love having you on. We love being here every day to just give you that extra content every morning, Monday through Friday during the regular season when we're not on vacation or on break. But we're here most of the time. You want to get to that Mike's morning after, and then I'll be back with a lot more thoughts. We'll hear from head coach Andre Tourigny. We'll hear from Vitek Vanecek before we get to Tij Iginla coming up as well. So let's get to Mike, Nick, and Maddie on that morning after.
We're here outside Amerant Bank Arena after a 4-3 win for the Utah Mammoth. Have Nick Olczyk, Matt McConnell from Hockey Night in Utah on the
What's up,
TV
everybody?
side.
How you guys doing? What'd you think of that?
What a character win for this group.
Nice.
Like there are some wins that feel like, ooh, that took a little bit extra. It felt like that tonight. I felt like.
Well, you look at some of the play overall. I thought Vitek Vanecek was unbelievable. He really hadn't had much support this year in terms of goal scoring offensively, but he gets 4 goals of support tonight. And then the other part of the defensive game was the penalty kill, 4 and a shorthanded goal from Nick Schmaltz. So you talk about a total team win, getting contributions from everywhere. I thought the fourth line had a great game too. They may not have scored, but they were arguably the most impactful and effective line.
Drew a penalty.
They did. They drew a penalty as well. So it's a total team win, man.
Nick Schmaltz is having a monster season. Timing is everything in life, right, guys?
Right.
He's a UFA. But just so much I've had as much fun watching him on the defensive side of the puck lately than what he does on a normal night producing offense. And, tonight, a beautiful backhand goal. He's only scored 10 of his, 161 goals, Mike, in his career, something like that.
Your numbers, yeah.
On the backhand. Well, I failed college math.
Did?
Yes, I did.
How badly?
Very bad. I got a 0.0.
Come on.
At the Harvard of East Lansing, yes. And that's why I'm sitting. That's why I'm here. We know the whole story, but he's been a lot of fun. And to do it on a night when you don't have Dylan Gunther and, you're a little banged up and Logan Cooley's still out of the lineup. Yeah. And so it was awesome. I think it was a great win. Now, how about the trip?
Oh,
The trip, Mike.
how's money?
Come on.
You got a chance to go 3 or 4?
You got a chance to go 3 for 4.
That is not a failing
Well, wait a
percentage.
second. Wait.
That is not a failing percent.
Wait,
that is a 75%. That's C's get the green.
Let's let him talk because he's a play-by-play guy, and we know play-by-play guys love.
Well, hold on.
And they get paid by the word.
I wanted to explain for everybody why there's red and blue lights on Maddie's face right now. We're not outside a club on South Beach.
Or a police station.
That's the 5-0 right there, waiting to haul this guy away. But,
I'm freezing in South Florida.
He had such a good call that they got to take him in for questioning.
Seriously, it is cold here, and they're saying it's going to get cold.
Please, we're soaking in the last little bit of Florida weather. It's wonderful outside. It's a balmy 52.
Yeah, something like that.
Look what I just found out. Zoom in on your watches. Watch this. Ready? Tusks up. Tusks up. Tusks up.
That's
52.
Great.
That's
what else, guys?
Boilermaker scores.
Maybe one more quick thought each here before we wrap up.
I'm telling you right now, get to Raleigh and get greedy. Get greedy. 4 games, take 3 of 4, get 6 of a possible 8 points, and go home and get ready for Dallas.
Right now.
You guys with me?
Yes, I'm with you, Maddie. I'm riding. I'm riding. See you, Goldie.
Okay, see ya.
See you, Goldie.
I think that, yes, you got a chance to make this an immaculate trip. But when you look at where the Mammoth right now are at in the standings,
Right in the building.
as we will stay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. As you look at the standings in the NHL right now, the Mammoth are 5 points ahead of the other teams that are chasing them in this wild card playoff race. So now the important part is to continue to build on that. And not only are you chasing the teams above you, but you're trying to create that separation between yourself and the teams that are below you. You got, 4 more games until the Olympic break?
Yeah.
You want to try to win these games so that way you put yourself in the best position.
You know what? Let's keep talking so his arm gets tired from home.
That's
It's falling down. It's falling down. No, great guys, great win.
Yeah.
I mean, you get
Mike,
started
what do
with
you think? What do you, we
Well,
want
I
your
know,
thoughts. This is
I'm
Mike's morning
echoing-
after. We want it Mike's way.
It's Mike's morning after
Mike's
featuring
way. I never go
featuring
Mike's way.
Nick and Matt.
always.
I just think
Brett shouldn't be sorry.
I love the way that the Mammoths survived the Florida pushes throughout the night. Started the third. Florida's on the power play. PK got it done tonight, right? You get the short-handed goal or 4-for-4 in the PK. But you survived their pushes when they put that patented pressure, and then, boom, you capitalize on your opportunities.
You know what? Mammoth Nation, you know what this win is? It's one of these. Okay? So take your beer or whatever beverage you're drinking
What
and
is
pull a
that?
Mike Folta. Whenever Mike Folta tells a joke that he thinks good, he takes his beer and he just kind of goes
That's
like
all
this.
of them, by the
Does
way.
it work for water too?
Yes.
I don't drink. So
No, try it. Try it.
Whoa! Look at those. It feels good.
So where did
You need to
that
work on your
start?
solar mobility there, Nick.
Where did that start?
Right,
You're not
Is it
getting
okay
the
to
answer
drink
to
it?
this. Yeah, get in there. Cheers.
Yeah. So you go like this, and we're all like, when you came to town, what are you doing?
We got a plane to catch here, but great win, everybody, and we'll talk to you Thursday night, well rested from Raleigh.
I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect going into the game. Not because I don't believe in Utah, not because I don't think they're where they belong in a playoff spot right now, but NHL is a long season, and nobody's going 82-0. Nobody's going to win every single night. Utah had a tough one as they lost for the first time in 9 games on Monday, and wasn't sure how much they'd have left in the tank, how emotionally they'd be able to recharge. And again, we didn't even know who was going to be in the lineup. Lots of game time decisions. We dressed 2 defensemen who didn't play for warm-ups, Oli Mata, and called up Dmitry Simashev from Tucson because thought he might have to play in the game. But fortunately, all the D were ready to go. We feel like Sean Durzi was probably one of those game time decisions. Just you saw him just a second ago, but he's a hockey player, and there was a chance that he could go, and so he went. Dylan Guenther didn't go, just the third time in team history that Utah doesn't have Logan Cooley and Dylan Guenther in the lineup at the same time. First ever win without those two in the lineup. A lot of firsts in the contest on Tuesday. You had the first ever goal that Nick Schmaltz has ever scored against Florida in 16 games. How about that? He's got some great numbers against a lot of teams. Florida, not a team he's ever gotten a goal against in 16 games. How about the first ever win against the Florida Panthers after Utah had come pretty close? So we talked to Barrett Hayton post-game on Hockey Night in Utah on the radio. He joined me and Mike, and I said, man, played some good games with Florida, but never beaten him before. And he was stunned. He was shocked. He thought, man, we played pretty good games. We've never beaten him before. And then he gave a great answer because he knows how nice I am and how great I am on my research and how much time I put into it, and gave us a great answer on the radio, as you'd expect. But yeah, Florida's a team that's given Utah a hard time, and they've given, historically, members of the Mammoth before Utah and head coach Andre Tourigny a tough time. This was just his second career win against the Florida Panthers. So Mammoth are able to take it, but maybe they got kind of a break on Tuesday on this back-to-back. What am I talking about? I'll tell you after we hear from Utah head coach Andre Tourigny.
We took the lead. They came back. They tied the game. We took the lead again. They came back and did not faze us. So, like I said, it was a big test mentally today, the schedule and everything, and I think our guys were phenomenal. There's no play in the against them who's an easy play. Every play is contested. Every play is under pressure. So you need to stay consistent mentally for 60 minutes. So I'm really proud of the guy because, like I said, tough environment, 3 games in 4 nights, back-to-back, third period. We got a push, and we stayed with it, and we were strong mentally. And made a lot of good play. Really proud of them. To get the 2 points in the back-to-back, huge win for Vanny, huge win for us. That's great, and it's come back here in Florida after winning the Cup, so it's a sweet one. We didn't give a lot of possession in our zone. We didn't give them a chance to create a lot of grade A's early, so I like the way we play defensively, and offensively I think we create good quality.
So there's head coach Andre Tourigny. More on Vitek Vanecek coming up. I said the Mammoth might have got a break on this back-to-back. Florida was home for one game after 3 games on the road. They beat Winnipeg, Chicago, and Minnesota over the weekend and scored first in all 3 games, won all 3 games. They come home for one game against Utah. They leave tomorrow for St. Louis. So this was like a road game for them that Utah caught them on. And, but first half of the year, every schedule disadvantage was facing Utah. So another little bit of a break for the Mammoth. They willed their way to a victory. You saw the confidence. You just saw the simplicity. You saw, when things didn't go perfect, they were able to reel it in and reset. They gave up 2 goals off of turnovers. And when you give up an unassisted goal, you're giving the puck right to the goal scorer off the turnover. That was it. Bam, bam, twice. Utah gave the goal to Florida in 2 instances where they just gave them the puck, couldn't get it out. It was a couple of mental mistakes on a back-to-back. Fatigue, that's the first thing that goes in a back-to-back, but they didn't let it phase them. They got back to work after giving up 2 unassisted goals to Florida's 4th line, of which you just roll them out a couple of pizzas. But, that's another step for this team, is in a game like this, willing their way by just knowing we can do it. We don't have to do anything fancy. Just stick with it. Just keep pushing. It's not going to be perfect, but when something doesn't go perfect, just hit the reset button. And that's another step I think this team took on Tuesday night. We saw Florida will their way to a win at the Delta Center in December, I should say. And this was another, I think, similar will to win for the Mammoth as they get the 4-3 win. Florida scored with 15 seconds left after Utah got that empty netter. Let's hear from Vitek Vanecek, who in the last month and a half has lost a game 2-0 by allowing 1 goal with an empty netter. Lost a game 1-0 in Colorado. Lost a game 3-2 to Columbus, stopping 33 of 36. So he's played some good games. First win since October 26th, but he's been pretty solid. First time all year, the Mammoth get him 4 goals in a game. It had been a lot of 1s, a lot of 2s, being shut out, maybe a 3. Not a lot of those with Vanacek in between the pipes. 1.7 goals a game of goal support going into the contest on Tuesday night. And the Mammoth were so happy to be able to get him a win. 7 of his 13 starts have come on the second game of a back-to-back. 8 of his 13 starts have been in some kind of first or second game of back-to-back. He's not been handed too many easy games, but we saw him play well against Colorado, keep the game 1-0 against Columbus, stopped 33 of 36, wrapping up a road trip at Calgary, allowed that goal 16 seconds in, but nothing the rest of the way. We've seen him in 3 games give up a goal in the first 5 minutes, but made a couple early saves, got settled into the game. Guys let him get settled, and a nice win for Vanacek, returning home to the spot where he won the Stanley Cup last year. Him and Nate Schmidt, of course, getting their Stanley Cup rings in December. So let's hear from V after the contest on Tuesday night.
It feels good, I didn't get win long time, and then right time in the right ring, get the win. It's always great when they playing good hockey, and I think this night they play really good. They helped me a lot, and then so I'm really happy for that. Last couple of games we playing really good hockey, defensively and offensively. So they're doing really good job, and then like I said, the most important thing, putting the pucks behind them. In defense, we have to blocking the shots. That's what everything doing. So they're doing an amazing job. I mean, we getting better every single game, and then you can see it. Like I said, last couple of games, we working really hard and then doing everything to push the playoffs.
He's a great guy. He's a great backup goalie. He hasn't gotten really any breaks this year, but in terms of in that locker room, he's a big part of the team, and he was a big part of Florida's team last year as they went on to win the Stanley Cup. He's a special guy, and the Mammoth are glad to have Vitek and glad to get him a win and glad to see him, kind of getting settled. Right? Everybody had a rough November and December. There wasn't a lot of performances that won games for the Mammoth. So Vitek went through it, and the guys didn't get him a lot of goals and all of those back-to-backs, but Mammoth actually win their second back-to-back in a row on Tuesday. That's another sign of growth. Remember that game in Boston? They lost 4-1, then beat Atlantic Division leading Detroit 4-1 the next night. It was kind of the same. Lose that game in Tampa Bay and quick reset, get going, and beat the Florida Panthers here. All right. For the second really series in a row, 7-game homestand, I recalibrated my expectations from 9 or 10 points to 13 to 14. They got 13 to 14. I'm recalibrating my expectations here. 1, 2, and 1 for me. 3 of 8 points would have been fine. You won 2 out of 3 on that first road trip of the year. You just got 13 to 14 points at home. 1, 2, and 1 against Nashville, which hopefully you won that game, which they did. Tampa Bay, Florida, Metropolitan Division leading Carolina. That's a tough week. 3 games in 4 nights. The Mammoth already up to 4 points on this trip. So exceeding what I was hoping for, 1, 2, and 1. And it's not because I didn't believe in the group, but you saw what Utah was going up against with teams coming from Colorado, coming from Vegas. They got some scheduling breaks there, and so did Florida and Carolina on Thursday with Utah coming in, playing that gauntlet. Tampa Bay is hard to play against. Florida's heavy. Carolina's a challenge. They do nothing but just fire the puck everywhere. So you got 4 points here. So you heard Matt McConnell say it. Let's get greedy. Winning Carolina would be huge, but this team's in a really, really good spot. 28, 21, and 4, and up to 60 points. So 5 games left until that Olympic break. But again, it's just winning the day, seizing the moment, and checking that box, moving on, not living in the past, just stuff that Andre Tourigny tells us every day. So second straight set, a homestand or a road trip, recalibrating those expectations, because I would have been totally fine with 1, 2, and 1, 3 of 8 points, and it has nothing to do with belief or my thought process on the team and their talent. But what we saw on Tuesday, some willing their way to a win with the confidence of knowing that they could do it. Let's get to Tij Iginla in the odd man rush, joining Mike and myself, Utah's 6th overall pick in the first round of the 2024 NHL entry draft. He's healthy. He's feeling great. 40 points in 25 games for the Kelowna Rockets on 20 goals. Just played in the World Juniors with a couple of his teammates, Caleb Znoye, Kobo Dwayne. Had a chance to catch up with Tij. Me and Mike did, so we'll get to that in the on-man rush. Then we're going to come back. You come back for the third period because we're going to do video. And if you're on the audio version of the podcast, I've done hockey play-by-play for 2 decades. I will explain it. It's still going to be good. So stay tuned. We're coming back. More next on Mammoth Daily, starting with Tij Iginla.
It's time for your Wednesday Odd Man Rush.
It is our great pleasure here as part of the Wednesday Odd Man Rush to welcome in one of the prospects for the Utah Mammoth, the former 6th overall pick, Tij Iginla. Tij, how's the season going, my man?
It's going good. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, great. A lot better than last season in terms of playing and having fun, and the experience at the World Juniors. Obviously, didn't get to win there, which sucked for sure, but great experience. And yeah, season's been it's been a lot of fun so far.
Tell us about your team in Kelowna. Looks like you got several other draft picks. Looks like you have a team that's ready to make a second half move.
Yeah, we got a good team. We got made a lot of moves near the deadline and stuff. Brought in some really really good players, and yeah, I think we got the roster now, and then yeah, it'll just be coming together as a group and you just bringing it every night, and I think we'll be able to make some noise here in this half for sure.
We'll get to World Juniors and your recent run and all that here in a little bit, but I just wanted to ask about coming out of training camp and going from NHL preseason games to the WHL this go around. What I know you got banged up obviously a little bit, but what were some of the things that you took away from camp with the Mammoth and from those preseason games, those exhibitions that you're trying to work on now in juniors?
Yeah, I mean, I think coming off of the surgery, being away from the game for 7 8 months, I think there was a little bit of just getting back to it, and I think everything, all the parts of the game, just whether it's the feel with your stick or getting back to thinking, making those decisions real quick, and just kind of all of that. I think there's a little bit of that, and I think it was good to jump into that at the top level at camp this year, and then back here. But yeah, a lot of things to work on. I feel like I've been playing center this year, so I feel like that's been something that I've enjoyed doing this year and want to keep improving at. So yeah, just I think there's so many great opportunities to improve things throughout this year.
What do you think now in your second season after being drafted by the Mammoth and being at the development camps and hearing from the staff, the coaches, and the management? What about your game do you think has taken that next step in the last year or so?
Yeah, I think obviously the surgery, it's tough being off that long, but I think my game's gotten more mature in a lot of ways, and I think my speed and strength has improved, and I think all around, I think my decision making and smarts have improved. I think my I think my defensive abilities, I think those have improved as well, and just keep working at all that stuff, and trying to just be my best every day and see where I can go like that.
I remember Tij talking to you when we did the Nashcast over the summer, and you had mentioned when you were recovering from the double hip surgery, you had done VR training, right? So we didn't get into it then, but I want to get into it a little bit now. Are you a gamer? Do you still have the meta glasses or anything? You still get into that at all, or what's your?
I actually got it right here. It's hanging off my screen there, but I don't. No, I'm not much of a gamer or anything like that, but it was good tools that I tried to work with, while as obviously away from the physical side of the game. So it just gave me something to do, keep me a little bit sane, right?
What's the contact and the communication like with Utah in season when you're up with your team, but that they're watching you and taking note of everything that happens on the ice for you?
Yeah, it's I'd say the communication's really good. I think we have so much support as prospects from them, and my player development guy is Chancey, so he's here almost every month, so he's here lots. Lars, the skating guy, he comes at different times, so even just playing with other drafted guys and stuff, I feel like I've seen how much Utah, how invested they are kind of in the development of their prospects, and giving them everything they need to keep rolling.
Is that an Oilers jersey that's hanging up behind it? That it seems like it could be a little blasphemous in the Iginla household.
Yeah. I got the Utah one there, and then I got the McDavid jersey just as my favorite player growing up. So I had an extra hook. So I just threw that one up there just as my favorite player. But yeah, I haven't got too much heat for it from my dad.
What about McDavid? Do you admire, like, watching the Edmonton Oilers every night? It seems like there's something magical that happens on Saturday night. The game winning goal, McDavid had it on the breakaway. You just knew that he was gonna score. But there's so much talent there with him and Draisaitl and the stuff that they're able to do. What have you liked watching, and what have you emulated it, and what made McDavid your favorite?
So, I mean, I think like just how good he is. Like, obviously it's so simple, but just all the things he does so incredibly well that it's almost insane how good he is at skating and stick handling. It's not even like it's not like some little detail specifically that I'm like can tell you. It's just like he's just that good. You know what I mean? That dominant in best league in the world. So I feel like just from a young age, I was kind of drawn to that, the just electric, ability to create offense and make plays and, score goals and all that stuff is probably, just how dominant and how electric he is in that sense. And then, just watching him, watching the best players in the world, you try to take as much as you can. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but just looking at a guy like that is his skating and his brain is, his hands and feet and brain, they're all kind of in sync, moving at incredible speed. So you try to take as much as you can.
Obviously, you got a Hall of Fame dad, but was there anybody else you met growing up, another player or somebody in hockey that you met that you remember being blown away by when you walked up to him or when you had a chance to meet him in person?
I feel like I met a lot of really good players, and especially players from my dad's era growing up, but I feel like I was never like almost overly blown away just because of my dad. Like, it was like they're kind of like my dad's peers in a sense. So it's it's like, oh, my dad was that good. But I mean, first time meeting Crosby was definitely like, oh, that's Sidney Crosby. There he is. Like, obviously he's, a legend, and I think anyone meeting him, it's like they'd probably say that's a pretty special moment. So I feel like he sticks out, but I was probably a little bit less awestruck than another young kid.
I think Crosby's his jockstrap's older than you, right? I mean, he's been using that same one since the Q, I think. But go ahead, AD.
Have you guys on the road with the Rockets this year been in any NHL cities like Seattle or Calgary or Edmonton, Vancouver, where you've had a chance to take in any NHL action yet?
No, we haven't been able to catch a game or anything like that. It's pretty kind of like spread out in the Western League. Like we're in the other conference than like Calgary and stuff, so we don't go there this year. But even Seattle, like it's it's a little bit farther from the city and stuff. But no, unfortunately not this year. But watch a ton of games on at the house, and sometimes you can, sometimes watching on TV, you get a good idea of what's going on as well too, right?
Adrian and I both spent time in the minor leagues where you ride the bus, and nobody has longer bus rides than you guys in the WHL. We love telling bus stories. What kind of guy are you on the bus? Are you just shutting it down with the headphones on, a little Netflix, or playing cards in the back? What's it like for you?
Yeah, we play some cards for sure. We got this it's a bit of it's called Mafia, this game we play, and it's kind of like Among Us, which is a phone game or whatever.
Yeah.
But you say you have 10 guys playing in the back, and everyone gets a card, and there'll be like 2 kings in that set of cards, 2 kings, a queen, and a jack. And like if you get a king, you're a killer, and then queen is the medic, it's called, and then jack is the sheriff. So each round you have like someone at the front that's like kind of like managing the game. So everyone closes their eyes, and then it's like killers wake up. So like you look around, if you're a killer, you're like, oh, that's the other killer. You point like quietly, like who you're gonna kill that round. So then everyone wakes up, and that guy's dead. And then I don't know. It's a weird game because it's not like actual cards, but it's like a fun game you can kind of play with the guys. So it gets pretty heated when you're like, because you're like, you think this guy's a killer, and you're like, we got to vote this guy out. It's him. Like he's like, no, like it's not me, whatever. But
So it's all deception and like, you're like creating
exactly.
rivalries and stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a fun one we play quite a bit. And then other than that, yeah, just throw some tunes on, and I like the floor. You got seat guys and floor guys. So one guy's laying across the seats, the other guy's down underneath on the floor.
You bring the mat.
Yeah.
Like a yoga mat and just sit underneath the seats?
Yeah, you lay where basically in the space where people's feet would be, but the other guy's feet aren't there because he's laying across the seats, right? But I usually try to go floor, but our bus is a little bit cramped, the floor space this year, so we'll have to fix that.
10 hours on the floor to Lethbridge, jeez.
So yeah.
I wish I could hear you guys play at Mafia, because I don't understand the game, don't know the rules, but when our guys in Tucson would play Mafia, it was so entertaining to just listen. Like, you are the doctor. You are the doctor. and I finally said to one of our guys, like, what game is that? Because every time you play it, I just take my headphones out and I just listen to the game, and it's better than watching a movie.
Oh yeah, it's a fun one.
Have you had a chance to watch some Mammoth games recently? Teams playing well, teams hot. It's been a fun run.
Yeah, it's been a good month for those guys. How about that finish against Philly the other night, eh? That was about as crazy as it gets. That strip on an empty net, on a for sure goal for an empty net, and then go back the other way. Yeah,
do you see that? And then the next game, you have an empty netter. You're like firing it from 200 feet. Don't want that to be you.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that to be you, but you also don't want to fire it and miss, right? So it's like, it's a balance. How close can you get to where you're definitely putting it in? You know what I mean?
Well, we were talking about playing, against the Mammoth at training camp a little earlier, but you also got a little chance to play best on best at World Juniors. And I know it was disappointing for you guys not taking home the gold, but what did you take back from that experience? I know you had some good numbers. I think 8 points, 4 goals, and in 7 games. What was it like for you playing best on best for Team Canada at World Juniors?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was cool to, I guess, like you said, being that best on best and see kind of the top guys from the group again. So it was cool. It was cool to watch them and see little things that they do well and try to learn from that. Whether it's how that top power play unit we had was running, or things like that, where you just kind of just try to like take a little bit of that back in your own game. So I feel like that was good for me. And it was just a lot of fun, going up against some of the other top talent in the countries. And it was having a ton of fun until obviously we lost that. The semifinal was a heartbreaker there, but great experience overall. Super grateful that I got to do it. And I think my time there I'll be able to say like that made me a better player for sure.
What was it like playing with Cole and Caleb, like a couple other Utah teammates that you're going to have, that you guys were able to come together and be on the same team in a competitive world stage fashion?
Yeah, it was super cool for sure. It was, we were on U18s there a couple of years ago, and so it was cool to see them again at another best on best tournament. And I thought they were really good. I thought they both had strong tournaments, and it was cool. It's not quite the same when it's I guess like a development camp or even a training camp, but when you're going to war together like that, I feel like that brings you closer. So, yeah, it was cool to do it with those guys for sure.
You had Gavin McKenna on that team as well. He's a guy that people have slotted as the number 1 overall pick in the next draft. And just curious about him because he's taken some criticism this year for, it looks like he's floating around sometimes out there, but you got to see him up close and personal. His numbers were really good for Team Canada as they have been with Penn State this year. Is it easy for him? Skating looks effortless when he's moving around out there.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's super smart, super skilled. He definitely makes it look easy sometimes for sure. With he finds a guy that you're like, how did he know that guy was there in front of passes like that? You know what I mean? But I think he's a really hard worker as well. You might not. Some people, like you say, that they think he's so skilled and maybe they question if he's floating around a little bit or stuff. But we had the catapults in our shoulder pads that would show your output and your numbers and stuff. And he was always near the top, so it was cool to see because I like to look at that stuff. I want to see myself those numbers high and stuff. But he was always setting the bar pretty good, which I thought was pretty cool to see how a lot of the times the best players, you might think it's just a skill or smarts, but a lot of the times they're working harder than you think. They're working harder than they make it seem. You know what I mean?
Do guys have do coaches get on guys if their numbers aren't high enough? They're not working hard enough according to the catapult things? Are you giving a couple extra deep breaths on the bench to get those heart rate numbers up?
I don't think it wasn't too much. It was more our athletic staff and our trainer that was more with those numbers. I don't know how involved with those numbers the actual coaching staff was, but yeah, it's more just, I think, good to see for individually. I don't know that necessarily you'd want the coach to have those numbers live or something like that.
Tij, I got to ask you about one of your coaches in Kelowna. Don Hay, has he talked to you about coaching in Utah with the Grizzlies? He coached the AHL team here for 2 years, and I know him and his family enjoyed their time in Salt Lake.
Yeah, he has. He's mentioned that actually a couple times. He's with the Grizzlies, like you said, and he's coached quite a few spots for many years. But yeah, he would always say how pretty it was and the mountains and stuff. And yeah, I think, like you said, I think it sounded like he definitely enjoyed his time there for sure.
Tij, last one for me here, but 6 goals in I think 7 or 8 games since coming back from World Juniors here throughout the last couple of weeks of January. Has there been a little bit more jump to your game? And do you feel that break and going to play best on best? I know you just said it is going to make you a better player, but the results we're seeing here with Kelowna, is part of that because of getting to be in that best on best tournament?
Yeah, I think it helps. I think playing there, just go. You gotta, be ready to fly around and all those little details. So I feel like that definitely, anytime you can go to a tournament like that and come back, I feel like your habits are just a little bit better and stuff like that. So I feel like that helped. But just, even the things that I learned from there too, like what I was talking about, watching the power play there, or if it's McKenna, watching what he's doing in the O zone, or all things like that, right? So, yeah, I think I learned a lot, and hopefully can be the start to a big second half. Hopefully.
Final question for me, Tij. Have you talked to Dylan Guenther or any of the other guys that were drafted, but then had additional time left in juniors, just about taking advantage of that time or anything to work on, focus on? I know you and Dylan were in Seattle as well when you were first getting started in the WHL.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've definitely talked to different players or even coaches about kind of what those extra years of development between being drafted and ultimately making the jump with what you can get out of those years and how important they are. And I think maybe, some people, they might think, you get drafted and then it's like you're just kind of waiting for your chance at pro. But I think, the games that you have in between the draft and when you're trying to ultimately make that team are super important. And I think each game counts, and just trying to improve each day and work at whatever it is in your game that you're working on, and just stay super focused and keep working at it. So those are all the type of things that I've heard from guys, and I definitely see the importance of it for sure.
I lied to you, TJ. One more. Have you heard your broadcasters' calls of your goals? Because they are fantastic and often creative.
Yeah, I have. They're good. I'll have people that I don't even didn't even know they've ever watched a Rockets game or something, like some old guy at the World Jays or something. They'll be like Iggy Wiggy Woo Woo or whatever, like one of those just crazy calls. So I think it's pretty cool. Our announcer, he definitely has fun with it and stuff. So I like it.
Well, that's awesome. Tij, man, we appreciate this time. We look forward to following your season in Kelowna. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
This is Mammoth Daily.
Back on Mammoth Daily, and I wanted to go through all 4 goals that the Mammoth scored on Tuesday to show you somebody who didn't get an assist, didn't get a point, but was a big part of the goal. Shorthanded, first period. Mammoth on the PK. Watch Kevin Stenlund here. Number 82, flying back in. Knocks his man off the puck, comes right to Schmaltz, who breaks in for an unassisted goal. Stenlund doesn't race about 100 feet skating to throw his man, Juvis Belinskas. That goal doesn't happen. Pure effort play there by Kevin Stenlund. Let's get to that second goal that the Mammoth scored from Sean Durzi. Mikhail Sergachev doesn't get an assist on this one, but look at him go over and kind of force the puck away from Brad Marchand. It comes up to Yamamoto, got it to Carcone, McBain, Durzi, bang. Yamamoto, Sergachev, not getting points on that play, but look at Sergachev take his man off the play. Yamamoto, the zone entry to Carcone, and the Mammoth got it. Third goal, face-off win. Nick Schmaltz taking the draw, wins it back to Keller. Cross ice, Sergachev blasts it. It's turned aside by Bobrovsky. Mammoth chase it behind the net. Sergachev retrieves it, rolls back out to Durzi, who sends it to the net. Sergachev flying through the right wing circle area, gets a piece of it from 27 feet away, puts it into the back of the net. Fourth goal. Here we go. Mammoth put it away. Game winner from Barrett Hayton. Stenlund just took another guy off the play, setting up a Utah breakaway. There goes Hayton for the goal. Stenlund gets an assist on that one. But how about those 2 plays by Kevin Stenlund in the exact same spot on the ice, forcing his man off the play, leading to breakaways? Sergachev and Yamamoto in the D zone. Then Schmaltz wins a faceoff. Sergachev all over the ice, flies in, gets a piece of it from 27 feet away. I think that exemplifies the team effort from the Mammoth on that Tuesday in Florida. Everybody was involved. Everybody had a part of it. Not everybody was recognized, but everybody was involved, and everybody was just happy that they got the 2 points. Hope you liked that video session. That was fun. And if you're listening on audio, I think I did a great job of explaining it right there. Folks, on Thursday, Tyson Nash will be our Thursday expert ahead of our upcoming Nashcast. We'll tell you what's coming up on the Nashcast podcast for this week's episode. So stay close and stay with us here on Mammoth Daily. It's also a game day. We'll get you ready for the contest in Carolina. Mike will be with me for the full episode when we greet you again on Mammoth Daily.